It's 10:01. This is going to be a very different video. You probably read from the title, this is how to achieve your goals. And the reason I want to make this video is because yesterday I was in London. Actually, let me take off these headphones. Yesterday I was in London and I was by Liverpool Street. So London, I was born and raised in London. If you guys have never seen my face before, hence the accent. So I was walking, we were going to have breakfast at Duck and Waffle. This is in Liverpool Street on the 40th floor. The point I'm trying to make, as I'm walking, I'm with my girlfriend, and I just hear someone say, Sunwa, Sunwa, and I'm not really aware of it. And then as soon as I heard Sunwa, I just realized that someone's actually calling me by my name, which they see online, because the only people that call me Sunwa are people that don't personally know me. And the reason, again, the reason why I use the name Sunwa is because when I grew up, I was so embarrassed of being Chinese. I was so embarrassed of that name that I promised myself that, let me take this mic off, that one day I'm going to use the name that used to break me to make me, which is why I use the name Sunwa. So if you guys didn't know, my dad's Chinese and my mom's Colombian. I was born and raised in South London. Long story short, my dad had a Chinese takeaway, and when I got into secondary school, that's when when my parents had to make the decision for us to live underneath this Chinese takeaway. And anyway, that was like, for me, one of the worst things that could have ever happened. It caused like this great insecurity in me, where I basically didn't have any belief in me, and my self-talk was just so negative to the point where I would always be self-sabotaging everything that I used to do. From even when I got to the age where I started to get some female attention, my self-talk was so negative that I would think that they were just making fun of me. That's how bad it is. Anyway, this is a special video because when the guy approached me yesterday, he said, bro, like, I watch your content, I follow you on Instagram, and for a second I'm just like, it's so crazy that my younger self, even though he had no idea what he was doing, he managed to get to the point where I am today, where I have someone from my own city recognize and appreciate the content that I do. And that was never my intention. I was someone who I didn't ever believe in myself. I was someone who was full of insecurities, full of self-doubt, and yet here I am having people recognize me. So the reason I'm doing this video is, if you're in that situation right now where you don't believe in yourself, you know you have this potential, this video is for you. It's gonna be very raw, it's gonna be very long. You guys are gonna train with me, and we're just gonna go straight into it. And the reason I'm gonna say this to you is, don't ever underestimate the impact that you can make. And I'm gonna show you exactly in this video how you can reframe your mind to actually achieve everything that you want. But I'm gonna go straight and do my set. This is gonna be like a long, uncut video. So just bear with me as we go through the process. So right now we're gonna do shoulder press. I was meant to come to the gym. I was meant to come to the gym early actually, but I didn't come to the gym for the very simple fact that from 6 a.m. I had a coaching calls with some of my clients, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. and throughout the rest of the day. We went to have sushi just now. And I was this close to not coming to the gym. I said, let me do a home session. But it's about not missing. It's the mentality of making sure that you show up every single day, even if you don't want to. Anyway, we're gonna go straight into the workout. This is where I brought the camera, where the bag is there. And you guys need to understand, even simple things like coming now to record YouTube videos in a gym where there's people. I remember I used to be so like afraid and like so like self-conscious, like people watching me while I record videos. Like I got a whole camera out. Like let me just show you guys what I'm doing. I'm gonna even record this for Instagram. I'm gonna post a story. When I tell you this is gonna be a long, raw video, be prepared for it. So right now we're recording a YouTube video. The time is 10 p.m. I was this close of not coming to the gym. Since 6 a.m. we had coaching calls, 7 a.m. coaching calls, and now we're recording a YouTube video and we're hitting our training session, which this is gonna be a long video, it's gonna be a live one. And it's crazy because the simple fact that I'm recording a video just like this, it was something that it used to make me so insecure. I used to be recording videos, looking around to the side, is someone watching me, someone judging me on the side. But it gets to the point when you focus on your reason and you're just so locked in with why you're doing the things that you're doing that external noise doesn't exist anymore, because you now enter a flow state. There's a reason to why you're doing it. So anyway, you guys are seeing how I'm doing a story. This one should be out tomorrow in 2 days. The work don't stop, you know. YouTube video, the time is 10 p.m. I was this close of not coming to the gym. Alright, so you guys see how the tripod is. The tripod is set up like this. We're gonna go for our first set. So we're gonna do it. I do like powerlifting. So you guys can see the gains. All right, so we do a little warm up. I like to keep a bit of strength. I like to keep a bit of like calisthenics. I just like to be ripped. I like to look good. I like to feel good. That's the truth. And the reason why the gym is so important to me, I want you to understand, is with everything that you do in trying to achieve your goals, let me move the angle here. Many people are so focused on a strategy. Many people are so focused on the how, like, what should I do? Personal branding, online coaching, I don't know, drop shipping, Amazon FBA, I don't know, what's the next thing? Crypto trading. That's everything that I fell into. But understand that you are the person that creates everything else. So the most important thing that you have to focus on and realizing is being the best you. Because to be the best employee, to be the best employer, to be the best entrepreneur, it's always going to be you. So you need to make sure that your cup is full before you can pour into anyone else's cup. So that's why the first form of self-improvement, the reason why you want these things, their wants, the desires, the improvements in your life. So the first form of self-improvement is yourself, because we're all born a default character. You can either be fat, you can be skinny. I was skinny, so guess what? Being in the most optimal shape that you can be is the first form of manifestation that you can actually create, which is under your control. You eat right, you go to the gym, you train, and all of a sudden, you're in the best shape of your life. Did it come straight away? No, it was with patience, with time. And guess what? People are going to respect you more by default, whether you like it or not, because of the shape that you're in. It speaks for you when you don't. It shows discipline, it shows patience, it shows that you can go through hard work. And that's why it's so important, because guess what? At the end of the day is the respect that you have for yourself, because no one wants to be out of shape. You want to be in shape. So the moment you follow through with your word and you do the things that you actually say you're going to do, that's that self-respect that you're looking for. And that's the only one that matters. So getting in shape was super important to me. And I just started off as a 17-year-old or 18-year-old probably. I just went to the gym because I didn't have much money. I used my nephew's code because at the time it was Pure Gym in London, where you can use a code and it's 24 hours as a cubicle. And I'd go to the gym twice a day, literally twice a day. While I was working in retail from 9 to 5, I signed up to a gym which was close to me. So in my break, I would literally run there, which is like 10 minutes. I would train for 40 minutes, run back, and then straight after work, do my Uber Eats delivery, and then at night, I'll go to the gym again. And I'll walk around with Tupperware. That's how locked in I was. It's just like, do you want it or you don't want it? And the reason I say this is because every day that you let go to waste is just proof that you don't want it as much as you say you do. So the first thing that I tell everyone, if you want to achieve your goals, is get in the best shape of your life, because that starts to reframe your mind. Because all of the time you want to be better, but you don't get better. You start, you stop, you start, you stop. That's the first form of the best way you can actually start to reframe your mind and improve your self-talk. Let me get into this set. I'm yapping for too long. I've got my music here. I'm listening to Gunner today. I was gonna go straight 15s. Are you right there, my friend? Let's change the angles. You good? The reason coming to the gym is so important is just getting used to discomfort, is realizing that through discomfort is how you have growth. So you actually have to reprogram your mind to want to do uncomfortable things, because you know that everything you want is on the other side of it. Just go back to the evidence of your life. Everything that you've done that's uncomfortable, you've grown. You learned how to speak. You didn't learn to speak the way you're speaking now. It was uncomfortable. You learned how to speak. You passing your exams, it was uncomfortable. You felt stupid. Then you get smart. Come to the gym, you feel weak, you get strong. Evidence. This is the number one thing. Number one is the who, not the how. Anyway, let's go into our next set. Here we have 40 kgs, baby. Let's go. A quick 20. Once you start getting used to doing uncomfortable things, you're gonna be bad at it. Just accept it, you're gonna be bad at a lot of shit. And then you realize that every time you go into it purposely knowing that you're going to be bad, then guess what? It can only be better. And there was a film that I saw recently. It was with Adam Sandler and like some Spanish kid who's actually a pro basketballer now. And there was a scene that stays stuck in my mind, where they're training and there's like a big wheel that's going by, and they have this basketball and he's basically trying to throw the ball through this basketball hoop, and he's failing, he keeps on failing. The first time he fails, the next time he goes again, and each scene he gets better and better and better, but he's bad. Now the reason I do this is because this is where most people give up. They start something, they try to be as good as the reference that they had with this form of inspiration, then they give up. And in the moment it doesn't go their way, they give up. But it's knowing that you start, you're going to be bad, you try again, You know you're going to be bad. You try again, and then without even realizing, you go back and you have an audit of your history, and you realize, actually, wait, I've progressed so much. That's the thing, you just have to go long enough for you to be able to progress. We're gonna go to the next set. So we've done 40 kgs, we've done 20 reps. We're gonna go for the next one. There's someone Chinese in the gym. Anyway, if you guys didn't know, my dad's Chinese. My Chinese isn't the best, but it's crazy because when you have something when you have something in your mind so vividly, this is something else, shit just falls into place. I really wanted to go to China for some reason. I started learning Chinese, which I effectively know how to speak and communicate in Chinese. It's not the best. It's a language that you have to keep on practicing. And all of a sudden, I kid you not, the Chinese government sent me a message. I got invited to China for my content. I was out there for 2 weeks, got flown out, and I went to China. It's crazy. You guys have seen the videos if you've seen me, if you guys been following me. But that's one thing. Also, the whole culture shock thing, especially the Latino side. My mom's Colombian. So when I started creating a personal brand, is being personal, doing videos like this, speaking about my life. And my mom used to say all the time, si quieres darle la cuenta los detalles de tu cuenta, because people are always going to tell you. They try to project how they feel, what they think you should do. But at the end of the day, is your life, is your vision, which is what I told you. You have to protect it. We're gonna come here to do our second set, baby. No, this is our third set. We just done 20 reps. We're gonna go for probably around like 10 reps. I go for strength right now, so to be able to be like a power builder is basically you be able to lift heavy, run, just do everything, just be an overall athlete, do muscle ups, do calisthenics. So the other day, when was it, like last year, I just like to do crazy shit to prove myself that I can do stuff which is related to this. I went and I ran 10 marathons in 30 days. Was it nice? It wasn't. I don't know, if you made it this far, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, I appreciate it. It does make a difference. And also, if this video, you find it helpful so far, put down in the comment section below what was your biggest takeaway. Fuck. That shit's heavy. All right, we'll probably go for the last set. We're gonna put some weight on this bad boy. Probably put 5 kg more. Probably do like 6 reps. Then we're gonna go on to the next. Told you. Then this shit don't stop. Recently, I've been listening to a lot of Gunna. Actually, put down in the comment section below right now what you're listening to. If you go to the gym, put me on some music. What do you guys listen to? I want to listen to some new music. Every time I come to the gym, depending on my mood, I'll listen to some anime shit. How long have we been in this video for? 14 minutes. We're gonna do 4 to 8 reps. Let me bring it more out. This mic, I learned how to connect it. But anyway, so now that you've conditioned yourself to become the person that knows how to take action, because that's what you teach yourself once you get in shape. You teach yourself to follow a program, whether you feel like it or not. And that's why I'm so heavy about, I don't care about your emotion. The reason I say that is because I think it's a cultural thing. Like emotion, like Latinos are very emotional. All my life I've been very, very emotional, like very reactive. If I'm angry, I act based on anger. If I'm happy, I act based on happiness. And I think the biggest problem there is you expend all of this energy based on how you feel, and your emotions, they fluctuate. They come up and down. So if you act based on happiness, you go up. If you act based on sadness, you go down. So you're expending all of this energy going in circles, so you go nowhere, so you get demotivated. The most important thing is learn to act based on your identity, and identity is a state of being, the things that you do, and the things that you do is a choice that you make every single day, which is what I tell you, simplify. It's a daily process. What do you have to do today to get you closer to that person that you want to become? You need a plan, you need a structure. If you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. It's very simple. So once you have a plan, once you know how to take action, don't care about your emotions. The reason I say that is discipline. The same way that I told you about the film that we have to do the reps and throw it down the thing, is the same thing. The reason it's so important is because there's gonna be days you don't feel like doing it. There's gonna be days where you feel upset. But But that's why you need to focus and have a reason. Why do you want it? And that reason has to be strong enough for you to keep on going. And the reason I say that it's so important is because, look, you go to work. You most likely don't like that job. You probably have days where you don't feel motivated. You probably have days where you feel sick, but yet you keep on showing up. You have a strong enough why. Why? Because you probably want to buy your shit. You probably will have to pay rent. You probably have to pay bills. You probably want to go on holiday. You probably want to do stuff. So that is your why. You need a strong enough why you want to continue. Because when days get hard, that's going to come back. Because most people give up because they don't have a why. And the moment they give up, they feel frustrated, that regret comes in because that why comes back. Then they try again. So don't get to that point, because the whole point of life is living a life with a clear conscience. No regret and listening to your conscience. And that's the thing that's going to propel you to always move forward. To have that reason why and keep on going. Today, I didn't want to come to the gym. It's late. This is the time I'm meant to be going to sleep. Yet here I am doing shoulder presses. But anyway, that's where you see the results. That's why people call you lucky. Why? Because you just show up. It's all about showing up. Not every single day you're going to feel motivated. Not every single day you're going to feel the best. Shit. Right now, I'm gonna make for this shit. No, sin problema, sin problema. Pase sin problema, sin problema. No, sin problema. No estorban, no es, el que estorbo soy yo. Sin problema. No, ¿qué va? No, ¿qué va? Por favor. Listen, also when you're recording, you don't owe the gym. Let people do their thing. Did you see how ugly I looked just then? Did you see my face, how ugly I looked doing those last reps? That's life. It's going to be ugly. You show up anyway. Put your weights back. Don't be a degenerate. There's a guy training over there. At this time, when you train late, it trains the mind. When you train early, it trains the body. Because right now, you've had your long day. You don't really want to train. There's a guy going crazy. Motivation. All right, so now you know what you want to do. Going back to that part, now you have to be very careful with this desire, because most people, their whole desire is the thing that never allows them to get there. I'm going to clarify that. You might be thinking, oh, what do you mean my desires are going to allow me to get there? People are so focused on when they're going to get to the destination. It's like a kid. Have you seen that movie when the kid is just, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And the whole time they're just frustrated on the whole journey. They don't get to enjoy it, and the parents are getting frustrated. They have to do like a million pit stops. It's the same thing. So I want you to view your goal as a destination. This goal that you have is your GPS. The question is, have you got it set? Yes. Now every single day you have to break it down to miniature goals that you can do. So let's just say, for example, your big goal in this case for me, it was growing a personal brand, having 100,000 followers. Great. 100,000 followers. Now the 100,000 followers is a consequence of something. What is that something? Well, it's posting daily, it's doing your content. So that's the only thing you need to focus on. Control the controllables and don't focus on the things that you can't control. Once you have that in check, then that's how you work towards getting that outcome. Tranquila, sin problema, So that's the only thing you need to focus on controlling. And that's why I come to the gym, because these are my non-negotiables that I stick to, because not every single day you're going to feel like doing stuff, especially when you're not seeing the results. That's when you start to feel like very demotivated. But that's the thing, is realize why you started. Because if you stop, guess what? You're never going to get there. But if you just keep on going, within time you'll start to see results. Like, I was posting content on the internet, I kid you not, for 4 years. But people's biggest problems is that you're either doing the wrong thing, you need to learn to adapt, drop your ego, and learn how to pivot. My biggest problem, 4 years. Is it still recording? Doing the same thing. 4 years doing the same thing, doing the same thing, doing the same thing. And then I finally learned how to pivot. I finally invested in myself. I invested in mentors. I invested my time in learning how to perfect my craft, perfecting how to do the things that I need to do to get to where I want to. And once you do that, guess what? Things start to propel forward. People start to call you lucky, but you have to get to that point. So once I got there, in 10 days, I got 100,000 followers. But guess what? I grew so quick, I didn't know what I was doing that started to overwhelm me. Then the thing that was giving me results, I stopped doing it, which doesn't make any sense. And that's what I tell you, is all in a game of mindset, is all a game of controlling your emotions. Like, just imagine everything that you want is the mental clarity, is a straight line. So what happens is when you get overly excited, it spikes up. So now you start to act based on happiness. When you get sad, you go to the bottom. Now you act based on sadness. It's going back to that stasis, the middle ground. What you always have to do is just constant. So don't get overly excited when things go well. Don't get overly sad when things go bad. And that's why I tell you, that is the secret to being consistent. And that's what you need. You need consistency. That's the secret for anything. You're going to be bad. You keep on going. You keep on going. That's why I say to you, a consistent fool is much better than a lazy genius, because you actually get shit done. So that's all you need. Remember, never let a loss get to your heart, and never let a win get to your head. That's the secret. We're gonna do this. And the reason I take so much time to rest is because I've done heavy compounds, but normally you shouldn't rest this long, so I'm gonna put a timer so you actually can see the real routine. But I'm speaking to you guys, having a chill session while we do this. I was made for this shit. Alright, so normally when I do like heavy compounds and volume, I do 30 repetitions, around 20 repetitions. So we have 30 seconds rest. Not for now because I've just rested evidently. Oh shit, I was slanted. And we put 5 kgs. Now as you can tell, I don't really focus on weight. I focus more on volume. What time is it? It's still recording. Alright, let's go. Focus on volume. Now I need to record this on my iPhone so I can post on my Instagram. And again, most of you guys must think, oh, why do you post on Instagram? If you guys don't post on the internet, you guys are selfish. Especially if you manage to overcome a problem, especially if you have a skill set, especially if you're learning to improve something. Just think about it. The world that we're going into now is the AI space. So guess what AI can't replace? It can't replace this. It can't replace experiences. It can't replace human connection. It can't replace emotions. AI can't replace that I lived underneath my dad's Chinese takeaway and I had to leave school half an hour earlier because I didn't want to see other kids so I didn't have to face embarrassment. AI can't do that. But this is why I do this. That's what I told you guys, is you have to think about your younger self. You're in a position now where, yeah, you managed to overcome that situation, but your younger self wishes he had the information and that talk that you can give him because you've now gone through that situation, which is why I do videos like this. Sometimes I forget, and this is what keeps me so locked in. When I speak to you, I speak to my younger self because I know exactly what you feel, I know exactly what you're thinking, and I know exactly, most importantly, know what you're feeling. So that's why my content, I don't care if you like it, I don't care if I offend you, because every time that I challenge you, or every time I might say something that's uncomfortable, is because I care. When I've changed, it's because my self-talk to myself is very aggressive and it's very direct, because for you to grow, you have to challenge yourself. What time is it? Over here, they're closing in half an hour. That's what most people don't do. People are so afraid to challenge each other, to hold someone accountable. Why? Because they don't keep themselves accountable. So how do you expect someone to keep accountable? Let's go to the next rep. Let's do this next set. There's a guy training like a killer over there. That motivates me. Now. 6, let's go, bitch. 7. I remember all these wants and everything you want in life is all improvement. Self-improvement is about self-improvement. At the start, it's going to feel very selfish. At the start, you're going to feel like you're going crazy because all of a sudden you're going against all of your beliefs, and your beliefs are basically everything that's being passed on to you. It's like your operating system. Imagine you've been given this phone. It's just a phone. This has iOS, Apple. Samsung has Android. Well, your operating system is basically all the information. Perdona. No, lo siento yo, No. Buen día. So, again, respect people, yeah, whatever. The point I was trying to make is, your knowledge, your beliefs is being passed on to you. And all of a sudden, I want you to imagine that you fit this box that everyone has created for you. Now you fit in this box. Now the moment you start to do things differently to what you've always known, then you start to ring bells. People start to feel uncomfortable. People start to think you're being weird, you're being fake, and even you think you're being fake, even you think you're going crazy because you're going against everything that you've once believed in. And sometimes your absolute truths can change, and that's okay. And that's why most people feel so stuck, because they're so focused on what am I going to like today, next year, in 10 years. You don't even know what you're going to like today. You're going to like it in 10 years. So focus on what you like today. Your absolute truths can change. A year ago, I didn't like mushrooms. Now I like mushrooms. It's like a year ago, I didn't ever think of doing CrossFit. Now I like CrossFit. So your interest can change. Your absolute truths can change, because now you know that something doesn't serve me. This serves me better. And you need a certain amount of humility that people don't have. They have these egos that they protect something that doesn't serve them. But that's why I told you guys, you have to stand by your values, stand by your truths, even when people go against you. And that's how you self-improve. That's how you grow. It's all about not just learning. It's about unlearning to learn. The most important thing, if you're going to take away anything from this, actually, if you got to this part, comment down in the comment section below. The most important thing is to unlearn, then learn, because most people just gather information, read books, watch motivational videos, watch podcasts, watch videos like this, and then you think to yourself, oh, why isn't my life changing? If you're watching videos like this, if you're reading books, if you've been following me for a year and your life hasn't changed, your life is never going to change, because all you're doing is watching more information, which creates more frustration. Why? Because you feel calm for a moment. You know there's a way out. You know there's change. You know it's possible. But guess what you're doing? Watching more videos. Your life is never going to change. So now you have frustration because, wait, I know I've got this potential. Nothing's happening, and I'm still in the same situation. Everyone else is progressing, but I'm not. And you don't get angry because you see people progressing. You realize that they are moving and I'm not. And that's why self-improvement then turns into self-comparison, and that's when it becomes that's when you start to self-destruct, because you're thinking, oh, he's doing that. You become envious. And when you become envious, that's a very big problem, because you don't believe you can do it. And the reason you don't believe you can do it is because you haven't shown yourself no evidence. You just talk, no action. That's why you're never going to feel ready for you to do the thing. Doing the thing is going to make you feel ready, and it's going to make you feel a lot better. So start taking more action. If you're watching this video, do like 10 press-ups right now. Just do something different. Change your pattern. Change your routine. Do something different. It's still recording. There's a little check. I don't know why this camera, I don't know, rate the camera quality of this video actually. This is a new sort of camera, and I'm recording on automatic. This is newer than the other one, yet the other one records much better than this. Let me change the angles. And do a little side one here. See the gains? The gains. This gym closes in like 25 minutes. If you ask me why I was stretching back like that, it just gives me a little rest. My arms are burning. Look at the delts. Look at the delts. This didn't happen by chance. Repetition. That's why I always tell you, repetition is the name of the game. It's very simple, this game of life. We just like to overcomplicate it. You just have to live in alignment. That's what I tell you. Once you become the person that can take action, like we spoke about at the start, Once you have the desire, this thing that you told yourself, all you have to do is live in alignment with it. What does that mean? Most of your frustrations are so self-inflicted. Literally all of your frustrations are so self-inflicted. And you might be asking yourself, oh, how is it self-inflicted? You want an outcome. Let's just say you want to lose weight. For this sake, you want to lose weight. You want to lose weight. You know how to lose weight. But your actions, instead of going towards it, is going the opposite direction. You're eating like shit. You're not training. You're not doing what you're meant to. You're not self-developing. What does that do? It feels frustration, obviously, because you're constantly lying to yourself. You're disrespecting yourself, and that's exactly how you feel. Now, there's only two solutions for that. Just two. You either give up this dream and you become a winner by saying that you're gonna be a bum, you're not gonna lose weight, you're gonna eat like shit, you're not gonna self-develop, and make that your goal. That means you're accomplishing your goal, which means that you're a winner. But if you think that you're gonna achieve that goal by doing that, you're never gonna do it. Or the next thing is, you change your habits, you do what you're meant to do, that's how you feel fulfilled, that's how you feel your purpose. And that's why most of you have vices. That's why most of you are addicted to porn. That's why most of you just waste time watching content. Stop watching me, I don't care. Stop watching me. I want you to improve your life and start creating. Why? Because you're bored. Because you're waiting for the right time. You need more information. You don't need more information, bro. All you have to do is literally just lock in. You're gonna feel uncomfortable. That's why you come off purpose and you look for the easier route. Keep on facing the hard, keep on facing the hard. Of course, it's normal. It's going to be hard. That's normal. You've never done it before. You've never done it before. You've never done it before, bro. Now we're gonna do some shoulder raises, some front raises. Let me put this here, I'm gonna use this again. And it's very simple. The moment you live in alignment, most of your problems go. And again, most of you just reach frustration because you feel ungrateful. The only reason you can feel ungrateful is because you're thinking about something that you don't have yet. And you're thinking about everything that you do have. Start being grateful for everything that you have. And that's how I practice gratitude. Is it hard? Yes, of course. Like, we live in a world where you're ambitious, you want things. And that happened to me recently. I was in Turkey. I got a business class flight. I got a VIP Maybach transfer service, staying in the center of Istanbul. Like, living a life that I've never lived before. Like, bro, like I used to work as an Uber Eats delivery driver in London after my 9 to 5 shift. Literally, when orders used to come through, I would pretend I got into an accident so I could take that food so I didn't have to spend money on food. And I make money of the internet, and for me that was just a dream. Like, how do you make money off the internet? But to clarify, put that short, is you don't make money on the internet. You make money off people that use the internet, and at the same time, people aren't just going to give you money for the sake of giving you money. You have to be an asset to that person, and you have to give that person enough value for them to invest in you because they can see that you can solve their problem. Long story short, go back to what I was saying. I was in Turkey last day. That month, I think I made under $10,000, and I'm very vulnerable with all of this shit, is because, again, it's like I used to watch videos like this. They used to inspire me, so I hope it inspires you too. If you made it this far, you haven't liked and subscribed, I appreciate y'all. So, last day, and I was thinking, there's guys that are doing the same thing as me, and they're making 100,000 a month, 500,000 a month. And then I started to compare myself, and it's something that you don't even realize. It's like when you go outside and the sun starts to go down, you know it's going down, but you don't actually realize it until it's gone dark. The same concept. And then I realized that, it's still recording. I realized that I started to go negative, and then I started to basically be ungrateful. I started to feel bad. I wasn't present. I was so focused on what I want. How do I get the next thing? You're just so focused on the future that you don't actually live the now, and that's when it becomes very dangerous. And then I caught myself. You have to catch yourself. You have to self-audit, because once you start feeling negative, I have this here. You guys have seen this. For the OGs, you guys know what this is. This. Let me show you. You got this, the frequency chart. And all the frequency chart is it shows you at the bottom is shame, guilt, regret. The top is enlightenment, peace, joy, and love. And when you start feeling negative, you can really feel like a build up, and you really feel like pessimistic. You feel like the whole world is going against you. And that's when you're in a low frequency state, and you can't positively think your way out of low frequency state. It's impossible. Everything you're going to think about is going to be negative. And I want that to be your indicator. You're either in a high frequency state or in a lower frequency state. Very simple. If you're having negative thoughts, if you feel low, and you're vibing with negative music, like just think about it. When you're feeling sad and you're feeling upset, you really feel negative music, like sad, depressive music. I used to listen to XXXTentacion. But when you're feeling happy, you can really feel the vibes of happy music. That's just a quick indicator if you're in a low or high frequency state, and even the thoughts that you're thinking. So when you're low, you have to go into positive action, because all of that energy, it has to be transferred. Energy, it can't be destroyed. So how do you get rid of this energy? Most people go to vices, like I mentioned before, to drinking, to lust. Just an easy way out, so watching more videos, thinking that you're being productive, you're not. And the only way you can actually find clarity, which is what you want, because you can do that, you feel good in the moment, but when you come back to reality, you try to escape yourself again, which is what you did in the first place. And as soon as you start to feel those negative emotions, do positive action. You have to find that clarity again. So what do? I go and I start doing press-ups till failure. I'll do burpees. I'll come and hit a heavy session. And the moment I hit that heavy session, guess what I don't have? Regret. Remember what I showed you on the frequency chart? Most people smoke, drink, and they go straight away back into this. When they get high and drink and lust, you feel good in that moment, then regret. So you live in that moment. When you come to the gym and you exert that energy, guess what? You feel good. And most people hide their weakness behind depression and anxiety. The reason you have depression and anxiety is because you're not taking action. Action can only be done in the present, but then you freeze. You get filled with fear, and you go into the future, start projecting what can go wrong. You go into the past, depression, what I could have, should have done. You didn't do anything, so now you're living in future and past. You're not living in the now. Of course you're going to feel stuck. Of course you're going to feel depressed, because you're feeling like you have to get ready. You have to feel ready before you do the thing. Feel good before you do the thing. No, doing the thing is going to make you feel good. Understand this every single time. So I want those to be your indicators. So go into a heavy gym session, train hard, and go back to that situation that stressed you out in the first place. Oh, I still feel stressed out. Go to the gym again. And I promise you, just do that every time you feel stressed out. Do some press-ups. Do come to the gym, lift a heavy session. And that's what you do. And also just look at your habits. Are you eating healthy food? If you're not, if you're eating shit, you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna look like shit too. Are you training? Most likely not. Start training. Are you getting natural sunlight? Most likely not. When was the last time you left your house? When was the last time you left your phone? Just check your screen time. Just check your screen time and tell me you have depression if I don't slap in your head. Anyway, let's go back. Actually, let's move this angle. I want you to see a different part of the gym now. Oh, I think they're closing the gym. They're closing the gym in 10 minutes. All right, we've done 3 sets of this. We're gonna do some rear delt rows, but I'm gonna get on and finish the rest of the session because the gym is literally closing in 10 minutes. We're gonna get this session done. If you like this video, if you like this type of content, put down in the comment section below. I wanna do more of them. I kind of enjoy this one actually. It's gonna be raw, unedited, uncut. You see everything that's going on. With that being said, love you guys, take action, stop being bums, and it's time to win in this life. Let's get it.